Okay. Willis, what do you make of this conversation of the jitters at the cabinet, whether there is, first two questions, should there be a reshuffle and should there be a nomination at the executive level, the presidency, like Honorable Junior is saying?
The first point that I want to make is that in terms of the cabinet, there is unanimous performance appraisal of this cabinet by Kenyans. And at least from all those who gave them a mark last year, they all got D-, D for dog. So this cabinet has failed to the extent that the cost of living, the quality of life that Kenyans are living this year at this point, and compared to what they were living and the cost of living last year at this point, it has become worse. The shilling has depreciated beyond repair. In fact, we are now at 160, cruising very fast. In fact, we may even head to 200 to the dollar by August this year. So this cabinet has failed. The problem of our economy is, the problem of our country today is the economy. And if the cabinet cannot come up with policies and programs that addresses the economic challenges of this country, then this cabinet has failed. And as Safina Party, led by my party leader, Jimmy Wanjigi, we've given them 3 months to up their game, or else they'll meet the wrath of the people of Kenya. We don't have the luxury of waiting until 2027 to deal with a failing executive. So maybe... How
will that wrath be met?
No, they'll meet the wrath of Kenyans. You know, the Constitution gives Kenyans an avenue. In fact, Article 1 is very clear. The sovereign power vests in the people of Kenya, and they can exercise directly or through democratically elected representatives. So we may not wait for 5 years or 4 years for the people of Kenya to exercise it democratically. We can as well go to the streets, because there's a sovereign right that we've been given in the Constitution. So why should I wait for 10 years or 5 years before I can have a cabinet that responds to the needs of the people of Kenya today? So for me, that issue of the cabinet, that is a failure. They are failures, and they have failed. They can never make it. There's nothing they'll ever do. The second point that Senators mentioned about the change of running mate. You know, the deputy president is the principal assistant. In fact, if you look at the Constitution, he is not vested any other responsibility other than being the principal assistant to the president. So when you start saying that Gachagua has failed, of course he's also a failure like the other members of the cabinet. He's a failure. And I am Jimmy Wanjigi's running mate. I'm the next deputy president of Kenya. And I believe if you ask the people of Kenya, between myself and Gachagua, who deserves to be deputy president, the unanimous decision is that I deserve it. He is failed. He's a failure. But to say this, in his favor...
Reflect at the balance.
Yes, in his favor, I'll say this. In his favor, I'll say this. If Deputy Gachagua has failed, he has failed as the principal assistant of the president. So even the president has failed. They are all failures. Because what is the vision through which Kenya is governing? That vision you cannot tell until today. Last year it was fertilizer. Then it moved to affordable housing. Then it moved to Uhuru Kenyatta. Then it moved... We don't know what vision they're running on. So the whole system has failed. You cannot tell. They're yet to define their vision 2 years, now the second year, into government. So replacing Gachagua with Ndindi Nyoro will not create a vision. And Senator, even when he speaks, he only mentions about Ndindi Nyoro's so-called soft skills, social skills. He's a people's person, he's liked by people. But he's not told you what is the policy position or the ideology that Ndindi Nyoro is supposed to be selected. But it's okay. They can, as UDA and Kenya Kwanza, change their referee, or their players as they so wish. Even bring Ndindi Nyoro and compare him to Willis Otieno when it comes to the economic issues of this country. I will floor that one as well. They are all failures, and they've all participated in the economic malaise that is now afflicting this nation.
All right.